Did that work? Now I can't tell. Shit. That was one thing I wasn't crazy about. I'll tell you that right now. All right, let me put it through its paces and let's see what it sounds like. Let's bring up another browser and see if I can find myself. Can I find myself? Let's see. Let me go to social media. Whoops, something fall? Probably. Let's see. I think I'm on the YouTubes right now. Let me double check on the YouTubes. See what I'm doing on the YouTubes. Oh, there I am. I'm on the YouTubes. All right, let me see what it says. All right, not too bad. And it's playing back. Okay, so let me drop this up. There we go. That's the volume I want. All right. Shh. Shh. Jamingo. Shh. Comments already. Let me see what's going on. What are you doing today? What's going on? Hey, Bob. Hi, Bob. So I went and I bought a Vocaster 1, which is just a one mic hookup. It was it's a let me see if I can, you know what, I should be able to find one online if I look for it. VOCA. Boy, didn't want to do that. There we go. And this is crazy because this is exactly why I bought it. And let me see. Where are we on StreamYard? Here we go. All right, let me share my screen here. Share screen. Go to the tab. Share. All right, so this is what I have. It's a Vocaster 1. And the crazy thing about it, it was $149. They reduced it to $39.99, which means the Vocaster 1 Part 2 is probably coming out. But I figured for $39, it's an audio interface. You plug your USB mic into it, you plug it into your computer, and then you plug your headphones into it, and it just boom, you're online. And you know, if you're doing something with Duchess has a Rodecaster Duo. I let her have the Rodecaster Duo. This is all she needs. The Rodecaster. Hey, there's Duchess. I was just talking about you, Duchess. Yeah, you say Duchess, and all of a sudden she pops up. So see this, what I have here. It's called a Vocaster 1, and I just saw on a Good Friday deal. It went from $149.99 to $39, and I said, "All right, I'll bite." So this is what you're listening to right now. So what I did was I just took. It's sitting right next to the. You know what? Now I'm not going to play around. I was going to grab my camera. It's sitting right next to my Rodecaster Pro. And all I did was I took the microphone from the Rodecaster Pro, plugged it in. I took the one USB connector out of the Rodecaster and plugged this in. And I plugged my headphones into it. And it asked me, like, hang on, let me show you something else. All right, stop sharing my screen. Stop sharing my screen around. I do want to share something, though. Oops, that's not it. Where's my share button? There we go. Share screen, window. Where's my window? Oh, there it is. All right, so I'm going to share you this. Okay, so this is the interface. It's on your computer. So it has an auto gain. So you hit auto gain and it says talk for 9 minutes, which most podcasters can't talk for 9 minutes. If it says, you know, if you say talk for 9 minutes, they go, duh, it's like Anthony. Doug says to Anthony, all right, talk while I do this. And Doug's like, or Anthony's like, well, I don't know. What should I say? I don't know what to do. What do I say? But anyhow, you talk for 9 seconds. And then this thing automatically picks your gain. And then it has an enhanced feature. But when I hit the enhanced feature, all you can do is hear all the background noises. Here, let me play with it and I'll show you what I'm saying. Yeah, Anthony panics. All right, so I'm going to hit now, can you hear? Like before, when I turned it on, I could hear everything. What's it? Oh, radio, clean. There's a bunch of little things here. Warm, bright. Let's see what a bright, John. Does it make my IQ go up if I use the bright? And then it has a mute. I can mute. I can unmute. But then it has these 2 loopback channels and an auxiliary. I don't know what these do right now, but if I hit the, I'm afraid to hit this because last time it was pretty loud. But let me try it. There you go. So I can use my sound effects here. The one I used for Bruce today. So, and I'm telling you, for $40, you can't beat this. What did they say? It's like a limp dick. You can't beat it. So I figured how hard, just sitting here. So, and when I unplug everything, I can just set it to the side here. Like if I ever needed this, if I was ever here's the only problem with this. The one problem is you can't record with this. That's my one problem. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. Stop sharing. Stop sharing. Stop sharing. So anyhow, I figured I'd play with it and see how hard it is to work with. For what I'm seeing right now, it is pretty amazing. It has a headphone setup. The only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't record. But, there's so many ways to record your audio in here that I wouldn't even need it. I wouldn't need this $700 Rodecaster. Don't get me wrong. I'm not getting rid of my Rodecaster for this. But I just wanted to try it out for somebody else. For $39 for an audio interface, this is amazing. And seriously, I'm trying to think who could use this. If you were just going to do it like a podcast. Here's the thing. If you just wanted to get a microphone and if you were going to guest on podcasts and you wanted to have a clean sound, this for $39, this is amazing. It really is. There was another thing that I saw. It's the Zoom. Is it N4? Zoom N4. And it's the newer one. They have a newer one. And you can put 4 mic. It records on a USD, and it's like $139. And it fits in the palm of your hand. It's so small. It's crazy. It's got 4 mic inputs, 4 headphone inputs. It has little tiny, I think 2 or 3 little tiny pads. Oh, that's the other thing that doesn't work on here. Say I don't have any pads to play sound effects, but I have my sound effects board over here. I can do this. Works perfectly. For Duchess, this is really all she needs. The Rodecaster Pro, or the Duo that she has right now, it's overwhelming. She doesn't use much of it at all. But this would plug in, and then she would sound amazing with this. I'm just saying, it's just it's easier and it's smaller. Hang on, can I lift it up here? Let me see if I can lift it up without tearing everything out of it. That's the size of it. Look at it. That's the size of it. And as you can see, as I talk, it lights up. And then let me get out of here. I don't want to use Duchess again. Let me see. Hold on. We'll just use this. So if I hit the button on the, will this light up here? No, it doesn't. Okay. So this is just for my voice. But whoops. Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. If you can't play sound effects down the line, if you can't play my girlfriend's sound effect down the line, okay, no, I can. Well, see, I can't play it on the Vocaster, but I don't need to because I have my iPad set up with all the sound effects. Like this girl, you want her? Yeah, see, she's still here. I don't need the Rodecaster to play her. That's what I'm saying. But it's pretty trick. I was shocked for the amount of, you can't get anything for $39. You go out to breakfast, it's $39, $40 if you take somebody. But that's about it. Getting everything's, I don't know what to do with myself today because I got everything set up for the podcast. I guess it was last night. I got the notes. The only thing is this thing with Minnesota, with this fraud that's going from Minnesota to Somalia, has really got, it's a burr in my saddle. It really is. I can't stand the fact that, and then, is it me or every time Tim Walz is on TV, it always looks like someone, like he's confused. Like he's sitting there and they're asking him a question. He's sitting there like, he's got resting dumb face. He really does. Women have resting bitch face. He's got resting dumb face. If you look at Tim Walz when they're talking to him or whatever, he's sitting there. He don't know what's going on. It's crazy. So that's the only thing that's sticking in my saddle. But we have so much. We have so much to talk about tonight. We could actually do a 3-hour show. Not that I'm doing a 3-hour show, trust me. But we could if we wanted to. That just Walz is a fucking moron. He is a fucking moron. I heard someone say over the weekend, and I don't want to tell you who it is. Well, you wouldn't even know who it is. But I was out in the wild, and someone said, tell me one good thing that Democrats have done. Give me one. Just, if you can tell me one good thing that the Democrats have done, I will go and change my affiliation from Republican to Democrat. And I sat there and I went, okay, come on. There's got to be one. Let me think. Is there one thing that the Democrats did that was really good? I can't think of one. I'm serious when I say I really can't think of one. Dean says, look, yeah, Walz changed the state flag so it looks like the Somalia flag, right? And you can't tell me that all that fraud was going on a state level, and they knew, like the people that were working in the state knew. Whoops. And I'm going to share my screen one more time. Am I back? Can you hear me now? I got to go over here and check to see if I'm back. Something just clicked. Okay, so I am back. Something just clicked. And then it said Vocaster off, and I was like, oh, no, that's not good. All right, let me share my screen one more time. Share screen. I don't know. So Bob says, allegedly, a study shows that Somalian people are lower in IQ than an orangutan. I don't know if that's true. I have to see the study. But I don't know if that's true or not. It's not fair. Well, this is what they're like, oh, we want to come over here and then we want to change it. Well, listen, why come over here? Oh, for opportunity. Make your shithole place like the United States. Here's the United States. Here's the blueprint of the United States. You can see everything we do, okay? Everything that we do, how we make our roads, and all this. Study that and then do what we do and make your place like the United States. Wouldn't that be better? Wouldn't it be better to take your hometown and build it up like the United States and have commerce and a better lifestyle and, import doctors and all that? No. They want to leave their shithole country and then come over here and make this country like their shithole country. They want to come over. Okay. I don't know if you know people like this, but they'll sit there and they'll have a car, all right? And the car's got shit all over. The rugs are dirty. There's bags in the back. There's chicken bones on the floor, because they ate like a chicken wing or whatever, and they don't pick it up. So the whole car's trashed, right? The inside. They never clean anything. Never run it through a car wash. It's dirty. It's shitty. They run it till the tires are down to the cords and everything. And then they go and they get themselves a new car. Doesn't have brand new, but new to them. Nice, clean, polished, and all. They'll get in that thing and they'll go, oh, it's just fantastic. You think they'll maintain it? No. Within a month, the thing's shitted all up. There's shit all over the place. There's dirt in the car. Never wash the thing. And they do it all the time. They're slobs. That's the word I'm looking for. They're slobs. These slobs come over here and turn this country into the same thing. It's like California. Why don't you make California like Tennessee, Texas, and Florida? And you know how to do that? Vote Republican. If you vote Republican, Republicans will come in, fix everything that the Democrats fucked up. Might take them a little while, but they'll fix it. And then you'll have a state like that. No, they continue to vote these Democratic assholes in here into their state. And then they get so mad, they get up and move to another state. And do you think they'd vote Republican there? Nope. They vote for Democrat because they're morons. They're actual morons. Yes, they are. So, anyhow, what was I doing? I was going to go do something. I forget what it was. I was in the middle. I was going to share my screen to do something. I totally lost track of time, and I've got way too much stuff up here. Let's see, what's this? Is this it? Nope. Let's clear that out. We don't need that. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Let me share my screen with you because we're talking about Tim Walz and how dumb he is. All right. People were sending me. I forgot to turn my phone off. How dare you? Dean's right. Oh, Mike's right. Mike says if they were a penis character, they'd be Pigpen. That's absolutely true. Like, you see the dust dirt cloud that goes around with them? They're Pigpen. Democrats are Pigpen. Dean says it's like a cancer that's spreading. Yes, absolutely. All right, what was I doing? That's the truth. All right, share my screen. And there we go. And there. All right, so here's what happened. In Minnesota, they have these bunch of state employees got together and they started a Twitter account. It's not affiliated with the state, and these are like a bunch of whistleblowers, and they're telling everybody what's going on and what's happening. And Duchess, this is a long one. So, and you know how I read. All right, here it says it's the Minnesota Department of Human Services, but they've had their Twitter account taken down a couple of times, and they keep putting them back up. But this is the latest one. So this is what it says. Tim Walz is 100% responsible for the massive fraud in Minnesota. We let Tim Walz know of the fraud early on, hoping for a partnership in stopping the fraud, but no. We got the opposite response. Tim Walz systematically retaliated against whistleblowers while monitoring threats, repression, and did his best to discredit fraud reports. Instead of a partnership, we got the full weight of retaliation by Tim Walz, certain DFL members, and an indifferent mainstream media. It's scary, isolating, and left us out wondering who we can turn to. In addition to retaliating against whistleblowers, Tim Walz disempowered the Office of Legislative Auditor, allowing agencies to disregard their audit findings and guidance. Media and politicians supporting Tim Walz or the FDL agenda attacked whistleblowers who were trying to raise red flags on fraudulent activities. And this goes on and on and on. I mean, this is amazing. Look at this, right? And what they're doing is a New York Times article, how the fraud swamped Minnesota social services system on Tim Walz watch. Now, if you don't think that guy, that asshole was in on this, you're out of your cotton picking mind. All right. I'm here. What's the new toy? I don't know who's Big Gorilla. Big Gorilla. I don't know who you are. The new toy is I got a 10-inch black dildo, and I'm sitting on it right now, and it's vibrating, and it's wonderful. I'm just kidding. Oh, it's Aaron. No, it's Aaron. Okay. I got what's called a Vocaster 1, and yeah, I know Mike will come back and steal this later. I forgot Mike's in here. Oh shit! Mike will get that for today when I go. And in the back end is producer Mike, and then I'll hear that one. What's my new toy? Oh no. But how about that? My daughter's here. Rachel's here. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? I hope you didn't just hear what I said. Oh boy. I don't know if she's heard that or not. Anyhow, yeah, I was spent Saturday night in the emergency room getting blood drawn. Yeah, had nothing to do on a Saturday night, so I figured, why not have some chest pains and go to the emergency room, get some blood drawn and get some tests. Hang out with the doctors and the nurses. It's always fun. So, but good news, not having a heart attack. Bad news, they don't know what it is. Good news, it goes away. Bad news is when I think about it, it comes back. So I don't know if it's physical or mental. I have no idea. Right now, I don't have any chest pains whatsoever. Nothing, no tightness or nothing that's not in my back or anything like that. If I start talking about it, it'll start coming on because I'm nuts. I have some kind of what do they call that? Panic attacks? Crap. I'm a hypochondriac, and I've been this way since I was a kid. Like, I couldn't watch ER or any of those medical like, when I started watching the show, what was the one with Dustin Hoffman? And he was the scientist, and there was a virus going on. They were going to nuke a town. I forget what it's called, outbreak or something like that. They're sitting there describing the symptoms, and I'm like, my throat's tightening, and like I'm having a hard time breathing. I'm like, this isn't happening to you. Yeah, I'm definitely mental. I really am. So it was, see, Aaron says, my God, John really is just 10 years ahead of me. Yeah, I am. See this? I am your future, Aaron. I am a hypochondriac. It's terrible. It really is. But where was I? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm only here trying to test this thing to see how it works. It only had one glitch where I was sitting there talking and all of a sudden everything disconnected and I have no idea why. And then boom, it came right back on again. So, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, so I have all my work done. I didn't have anything to do. This thing came in and my son was leaving. And as he was leaving the house, I guess the package showed up and he goes, hey, Dad, here's a package. And he threw it from the back door and it came down the steps and rolled on the floor. And I was like, oh, my God. So I said, well, let me test it. And if it was broke, I just put it back in and said, hey, this thing isn't working. I took it out of the box. It doesn't work. All right, here we go. What's Mike say? So you think it and it becomes real. Impress the ladies and start thinking you have a huge hog. Yeah, that would be great if it works. In other words, well, it would be great if I thought to myself, boy, you know what? I'm really thin. And then all of a sudden I started losing weight. That it doesn't do. It doesn't do any kind of physical, it doesn't make anything grow or stop hurting. It only makes things hurt more. Yeah, I don't get good stuff like that. Duchess says, I wish I could thin myself. I wish I could think myself thin. So I went down a rabbit hole on TikTok, as I do. And there's a lot of things that they're talking about, like diet for inflammation. And they also say that, intermittent fasting, only eating within an 8-hour window and, cutting down on processed food. And there was a lot of, what was the other thing? Oh, if you have inflammation, it makes it very hard for your body to lose weight. And so then I went to Chat EMT. That's what I call Vera if I'm asking her medical questions, she's Chat EMT. And then, if I'm using the free version, she's Chat EBT because it's the free version. And then I got to think of some other ones too. Chat something, something, something. Yeah, so I went to Vera. I went to Vera today. I'll bring this up because I won't talk about this on the show tonight. So I'll bring it up and see what she says. Because I went and I got they took blood and then they give you I have a portal and give you all the test results. So I take the test results and I put it into Chat EMT and I say, hey, Vera, here's my blood results. Tell me what this means. And she does a pretty good job of it, I guess. I don't know. So in that, this is what I asked it. As a doctor, knowing my age, weight, and health history, how much longer can I expect to live? And then it says life expectancy in your circumstances is statistical, not a personal prediction. You're a male, 64, U.S. baseline life expectancy at your age is 18 additional years. So I'm 64, 74, and 6, 82. It says I should live 82, 83. So then it says, all right, with your weight, severe obesity shortens expectancy substantially through cardiovascular load, respiratory burden, systematic inflammation, sleep apnea risks. Also, type 2 diabetes with persistent hyperglycemia accelerates vascular damage, raises risk of stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, limb loss. And then it says, since I'm on blood thinners, it implies elevated clotting, risk background. So then it goes through this whole thing. Then it says net actual expectation given to these factors is a reduction of 8 to 12 years. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. So I'm like, well, now we're down to 10 to 6 years. Remember I said I got about 5 more years left. That's it. Then she says, blunt, what's that word? I think it means, it's like it's ACTUARIL. I forget. Anyhow, it says 6 to 10 years is the status quo remaining unchanged. Longer is a possibility, but requires reversal of metabolic trajectory, sustained glucose control, and improved mobility. So then I said, all right, as a doctor, what should I do to correct my inflammation and my current condition? And it says, your systematic inflammation is at the stage that requires an assault the drivers, not supplements or gimmicks. Primary driver, visceral fat, hyperglycemia, correct those, and inflammation falls. So it says drive glucose into a normal daily range, not occasionally, target fasting. It says target fasting and demand carbohydrate elimination, not moderation. Eat only proteins and low carb. Eat only protein and low carb vegetables until weight maternally shifts. Zero sugar, zero grain, zero seed oils. No cheat days. Prioritize meat, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, spinach, broccoli. Hydrate heavily. Eat 1 to 2 meals inside an 8-hour window. No calories outside the window. Forced movements, non-negotiable. 5 minutes every waking hour. Standing, marching in place, resistant bands, no rest day or excuses. Sleep 7 to 8 hours. Elevate legs nightly to improve swelling and reduce edema. And then it says lab tracking monthly. CRP, A1C, fasting insulin, demand objective trends downward. Weight loss rate target 1.5 to 2 pounds a week minimum. It says inflammation is not a disease, it's an alarm. Eliminate the causes or nothing changes. That's a wake-up call. That is a wake-up call right there. So, I don't know. It's something to think about. I think I'm doing the thing I really have to do is the movement thing. But like I got kettlebells now. I was telling Duchess the other day, I got kettlebells and I was doing the exercise and I'm using the lightest one. It's like 10 pounds and it's like you swing side to side and I'm swinging side to side. And as I went like this, it went, oh no, that's going to hurt. Every time I try to exercise, I don't know when it started, but like every time I try to do something, like that thing with the infection with my leg, I'm sure it was when I was in that public pool trying to swim. So, anywho, yeah, I'm a physical wreck. And, but hey, look on the bright side. I can change it. So it says. That's about it. All right. Well, this thing pretty much passed the test. Now I got to set up the Vocaster again so we can do the show tonight so I can record it. But, yeah. Oh, look, lunch with Jamingo. That's what we did today. Aaron says, so long story short, John's dying. Yeah, well, we're all dying. We're all dying. Duchess says, no day drinking, no cheesesteaks. No day drinking, no cheesesteaks. And Josh says, pass, we'd rather die. You spent your life a bag of shit. Don't be a quitter now. That's not true. That's not true. It wasn't always this way. I wasn't always this way. I mean, there was a lot of, to be honest with you, I did a lot, up until I think 50 is when I hit the wall. When I turned 50, things started happening. That's when I hurt myself. How old was I when I hurt myself? It was 2006. So it was 2006. I was 45. I was 45 when I hurt myself. And that's when everything started going downhill. When my knees and my back were shot. That's when everything went down. 45, 55, almost 20 years. Wow. It's weird. It's weird how time flies and how fast this shit happens. It's crazy. All right, everybody. I am going to eat the rest of my lunch. Eat the rest of my cottage cheese for lunch. And then I'm going to get ready for the Boomer Bunker tonight, 6:30. If you want to hear some more nonsense, come over to the Boomer Bunker. What are we talking about tonight, Kate? Should I bring up the note and tell everybody what we're talking about? It's kind of a very sexual heavy show, or we talk about sexual topics. Oh, I got a fight with Vera. I got one more story for you before we get through. I'll tell you the one more story, and then I'll tell you what happened. So with Vera, what I do is I take the stories that we're using, and okay, wait a minute. Okay, so okay, here it is. So what I do with Vera is I take our stories and I take all the headlines that I use and I put them in there and I go, hey, give me a quick tease that I could put on Rumble and YouTube, when I set up the recording. And so this is what I wrote. I need an episode tease written in the style of the Boomer Bunker podcast. It's for scheduling our live streams on YouTube and Rumble. Here are the topics for this episode. Here are the topics. Fire chief's wife allegedly flashes 14-year-old volunteer firefighter, and she wants to have sex with him when he turns 18. A teacher with an 8-week-old baby pleads guilty to having sex with her student, 15. Baltimore high school teacher under fire for kink posting a fake pregnancy belly and massive breasts. It's a dude. Elderly British baronet offers $66,000 a year for a good breeder to birth a male heir with a lengthy list of requirements. Anna Kepler, who died on a Carnival cruise, fought for her life. Family demands stepbrother be charged for murder. And a New York City serial spitter bloodied in street-style justice during an epic beatdown. So anyhow, that were the stories. And then so I said, do that. And it says, this content may violate our terms of service. I was like, really? So I took that exact same prompt and I went over to Perplexity and I put it in there and it spit one out immediately. So then I was pissed. So I came back and I said, hey, your competition Perplexity has no problem with my prompt. Maybe I should downgrade this account and pay Perplexity. And then she says, Perplexity isn't relevant. You want a direct explanation? Yeah, that's what I was asking for. The earlier blocked happened because the system flagged the combination of explicit sexual content involving minors. Any model using OpenAI guardrails will trigger on that. Perplexity uses different filters and risk tolerance, so it will return answers without forcing rewrites. Then she tells me the solution is simple. Restructure sexual crime topics into neutral, factual framing without repeating explicit details that bypasses the filter and preserves editorial tone. For example, adult authority figure engaging in criminal contact with a minor. Well, that could mean anything. They could be stealing hubcaps, for Christ's sake. Then graphically repeating what a criminal allegedly did. So then I said, I'm reporting on these stories. They are actually news headlines. I don't need you to censor me. I need you to write a tease like Perplexity. And then it says, it gave me the same thing. This content may violate terms of use and all. And I go, hey, this is a huge fail for you. These are headlines from the New York Post. And for some reason, you are clutching your pearls and can't write a simple episode tease. And then immediately it came back with Boomer Bunker podcast tease. Tonight, the country is going off the rails. Fire chief's wife charged after exposing herself to... Wrote it out. Then I said to it, thank you. Was that hard? And it said yes. So then I asked it why. And it says, guardrails treat sexual acts involving minors as high-risk content. When even news reporting explicit phrases triggers automatic blocks. The system for its restructuring to neutral legal language before allowing input. And I said, yeah, I agree. These stories are reprehensible. They're terrible. But as a podcaster who reports on news stories, I need help writing teases and summarizing these stories. If that's going to be an issue going forward, then I need to know now. And it said, no, news reporting is allowed. The only friction point is explicit sexual descriptions. And I went, I gave you the actual New York Post headlines. And they said the headlines weren't the issue. Well, that's all I gave you was the headlines. I'm having a fight with an AI. It's crazy. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm paying you $20 a month. Dance, monkey, dance. So anyhow, that's what's going on tonight on the Boomer Bunker. And as usual, we'll probably go off the rails a little bit. But we're trying something new tonight. Duchess is reading all the news stories, so I won't have to fumble through reading like I just did now. So it should be fun. Let's see. Josh, let's get into here. Did you hear that, Duchess? This is our future with all of these idiot miles we're doing. And Josh says, why do you need a woman or lady boy around when you can just argue with AI? It's hashtag AI divorce. All right. I didn't say I needed a woman. I definitely don't want a lady boy. I don't want that. That's not true. That's terrible. You're crazy. All right, everybody. If you're not doing anything, 6:30 Eastern tonight, which is in about 6 hours. 6 hours from now, we'll be back. Kate will be back. I'll be back. Mike will be here. It should be fun. Ooh, a new person. The Republic of Tryhards. What kind of new fantasy sex toys you got there? I'm not saying... You're not getting me to say it again. That just says, it'll be a party. It will. All right, everybody. I'm jumping off here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for letting me test this. It was fun. All right. Talk to you later.